Hi everyone, welcome back to our Cloud Development 101 series. In the last few videos, we looked at the differences between workspaces and templates and had our first view of how use cases are enabled in a CDE. This installment is focused on the most popular ways to enable use cases and the things you'll have to consider for each. CDEs are a super flexible way to enable your developers. There are no hard and fast rules. Most things come down to what works best for your team. Having said that, we need to start with a quick review of software install patterns and anti-patterns when using a CDE. It is an anti-pattern for a user to do an empirical install of a software package in a workspace and use it for production development. It is acceptable to do this for testing purposes, of course, but once the package is vetted, follow the pattern. That is, as we discussed in the last video, to make a request to the platform engineering team that maintains your CDE and have them modify the template to add said package. This way, existing workspaces are updated in a consistent manner, and any future workspaces built from said template will have the software your developers need. With that out of the way, let's talk about the different ways you can enable use cases with a CDE. Broadly speaking, there are two types of template-based software installs: image-based and runtime. Let's start with image-based since it's the more straightforward of the two. You simply bake the software you need into the base image that is pulled when the workspace starts, and that's it. It has been a common way to install software in both VM and container-based systems for years. It's simple and it's reliable. Many CDEs will allow you to reuse your existing images with little to no modifications, making the transition fairly easily. As long as you follow best practices like vulnerability scanning and remediation, hardening, and avoiding kitchen sink images, you should be good. Runtime use case enablement is one of the strengths of any CDE. It enables a just-in-time install of the tooling and can even be parameterized to pull down user-specific configuration items such as dot files. It keeps the configuration native to the CDE. It's the most flexible of the methods by far, and it allows you to avoid kitchen sink images. It makes CDEs truly a one-click experience for your developers. Many CDEs offer runtime options as either an extension of their templating system, a straight-up shell script that runs upon workspace start, or some sort of module ecosystem with pre-configured IDEs and tools ready to go. Runtime enablement can even be taken as far as allowing your developers to build workspaces using the development container spec. In short, a workspace will start with a bare-bones container, then download a Docker file from the project's repo, build a file system from the Docker file, then overlay that on top of its own root file system. This gives your developers complete control over the workspace container definition. It's quite an advanced use case, and it's something that many large CDE users strive for as part of their development golden path. So, which method should you use? It's tough to say. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. A security-minded organization that runs their CDE in an air-gapped data center would have to internally host any runtime resources. They may choose to create separate images for each development team, thus drastically reducing or even eliminating runtime configuration. Large enterprise development shops will most likely choose a combination of the two. They'll have a base image that has all of the things that every developer in the company needs, and supplement that with runtime installs for things like each team's required libraries and tools, plus each developer's dot files. Extremely nimble tech companies may allow their developers complete latitude and offer nothing but a dev containers template. As I mentioned before, it's really up to you to decide. CDEs make it really easy to take an iterative approach while building out your platform. A great way is to start out small with a core team of seasoned developers. Allow them to build a couple of use cases, try different things, and take a bottom-up approach. It builds consensus among your development teams and builds a solid platform that defines your organization's golden path for developers. Thanks for checking out this video. If you have any suggestions, please leave us a comment below. Also, have a look at coder.com for an overview of Coder's enterprise-ready CDE. And check out our GitHub page, github.com/coder, to stay up to date with our projects, roadmap, and latest releases. Also, keep an eye on this space for our next video, where we'll shift gears and look at high-level features inherent to all CDEs and what to consider when choosing a CDE for your development team.